From crosstown rivalries to district showdowns, get ready for a big Week 5 at Texas high school football. These are the picks. Welcome into the Picks, your guide to Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Most 6A and 5A teams are into district play now here in Week 5 of the Texas high school football season. A few lingering non-district games, but more or less all these games count, and there are some big ones across the state. We start in DeSoto. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at DeSoto's Eagle Stadium. It's a 6A clash between the Cedar Hill Longhorns and the DeSoto Eagles. What are the keys to this rivalry matchup? Well, key number one, Cedar Hill's ground game. So Cedar Hill's off to a bit of a scuffling start under new coach Carlos Lynn, and a lot of it is because the offense really hasn't found its rhythm. But in their last game, they got their first win of the year, thanks in large part to the fact that they got their ground game going. Running back Cameron Fleming went off for a very big performance. Can they keep that going, or will DeSoto's front seven step up and stop that? Key number two, DeSoto's blocking on the outside. DeSoto is going to be faster than most teams that they play all year long, but Cedar Hill is probably not one of those teams that they can straight up outrun. What they want to do is they want to get their playmakers out on the outside like Keelan Walker and Jamal Brown and get some blocks on the outside to spring them for some big plays. Can they do that, or will the Cedar Hill defense, especially their defensive backs like Cameron Jones, step up to the challenge? And key number three, hitting the gas. So you think of DeSoto and Cedar Hill, a budding rivalry in the DFW Metroplex, and you think it's pretty evenly matched, and you'd be right. In the last 13 games, DeSoto has 7 wins and Cedar Hill has 6 wins. But these games have not been particularly close. In fact, of those last 13 games, only 3 of them have been decided by fewer than 10 points. The average margin of victory in this series over the past decade and a half or so is about 17 points. One of these teams, if history holds, is going to run away from the other one. When they get the opportunity, who can hit the gas and pull away? Who am I picking? I'm going with DeSoto. I've been really impressed with the way that the defending 6A Division II state champions have been able to reload. This new quarterback, Courtney Douglas, has been really impressive. And I think their defense has really answered the call. On the other hand, you've got a Cedar Hill team that's kind of still trying to find its identity under new coach Carlos Lynn. There's no doubt that they have a ton of weapons. Josh Fleeks is one of the most explosive wide receivers in the state. But for me, I think DeSoto is right now a more finished product. That's why I think the Eagles take home the win. Meanwhile, 6:30 p.m. Thursday night at Cy-Fair FCU Stadium. It's a battle that's probably going to decide District 17 6A. What are the keys to this matchup? Well, key number one, time of possession. Both these teams want to run the ball, they want to keep the score low, they want to grind it out, and they want to hold on to that football as long as possible with their grinding running games. A number of great running backs in this game. Cy-Fair running back Jalen Woods has been impressive, and Cy Ranch running back Willie Eldridge has been the same. Who is able to dominate the time of possession? That's probably the number one key in this matchup. Key number two, behind the chains. So on the other side of that, neither of these teams have big explosive playmakers. They like to grind out these drives, and that's what's going to make first and second down really important in these games. And both these defenses really do make big plays. They get a lot of tackles for loss. For Cy-Fair, they lean on their defensive lineman, Josh Smith. On the other side, Cy Ranch has a number of great linebackers, including Jeremiah Sowell, who's able to get the opponent behind the chains and chasing in passing downs. And key number three, the fourth quarter. If you're into trends, then the trend is very much on the side of Cy Ranch in this one. They've won the last 3 in this series. But maybe more interestingly is that in the last 5 years, when these two teams have played, whoever has outscored the other in the fourth quarter has won the game. It doesn't matter who's winning or who's losing. Whoever wins that fourth quarter wins the game. Who is able to have enough gas in the tank in the final frame to take home the victory? Who am I picking? I'm going with Cy Ranch. Even though I think this is pretty much a coin flip type game, I think that the Mustangs have a little bit more defensive consistency so far. And I think that front seven, especially led by their linebacker core, could be the difference in this game. Again, I think this is a really close game. I don't expect this to be very high scoring. 24 points might win this game. But for now, I think Cy Ranch wins this one. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Converse's Rutledge Stadium. It's Converse Judson taking on Steele. Two teams kind of heading in different directions in this one. For Judson, it's been steady as she goes ever since their season-opening win over Lake Travis. Julon Williams has been fantastic. The running game with Sincere McCormick has been everything that we thought it could be, and the defense has been fantastic. For Steele, they're off to a 1-3 start, very uncharacteristic. They played very tough competition, but that defense needs to step up if they're going to get where they want to go. For now, especially at home, I think the Rockets take home the victory. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Brahma Stadium in Hallettsville. It's the Hallettsville Brahmas taking on the Yoakum Bulldogs. Really excited about this 3A matchup, specifically one side of the ball. The Yoakum offense with the Moore brothers taking on this Hallettsville defense led by linebacker Jackson Reeves. Who wins out in that matchup? This is a coin flip type game, but especially at home, I think Hallettsville takes home the win. And a battle of unbeatens in the Hill Country, 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Fredericksburg's Battling Billy Stadium. It's Wimberley taking on Fredericksburg, two high-powered offenses in this one. Fredericksburg is averaging more than 500 yards per game offensively, and the Wimberley passing attack, led by quarterback Jordan Weeks, is hitting on all cylinders. The difference for me in this one is the Fredericksburg pass rush. They already have 22 sacks in just 4 games. I think that's a difference in a very close game. Give me the Battling Billies. But those are far from the only big games in Week 5 of the Texas high school football season. Let's get to the lightning round. I'm taking Malakoff over Whitney. Wellington takes down Panhandle, and Henderson squeaks by Tyler Chapel Hill. Spring Westfield beats crosstown rival Spring San Benito, takes down Los Fresnos, and Pottsboro beats Aubrey. In a battle of unbeatens, I like Sweetwater to beat Pecos. Give me Argyle over Paris, and Newton beats East Chambers. I think Monahan stays hot with a win over Seminole. Give me Abernathy to beat Memphis, and Mason beats Hawley. Critical East Texas matchup, I think Longview beats Tyler Lee. Give me Laredo Nixon over Sherilyn Pioneer, and Huntsville just barely over Tomball Memorial. It's closer than you may think, but I think Highland Park squeaks by North Forney. Give me Henrietta over Childress, and Bovina takes down Hale Center. 3 tough calls here. I like Comanche over Eastland. I'm going to take Albany to beat Cisco, and Corpus Christi Flower Bluff stays unbeaten with a win over Alice. In a battle of unbeatens, I think Graham beats Stephenville, El Paso Burgess beats El Paso Bowie, and I think De Leon edges Crawford. Beckville stays unbeaten with a win over Troop. Austin LBJ beats Austin McCallum, and Austin Bowie beats Abilene Cooper. I'm going with the Flying Fedoras. Give me A&M Consolidated over Waco, and in our 6-man game of the week, I like Milford to beat Aquila. And those are the picks. What am I wrong about? Which games did I leave out? Leave comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Week 5 of the Texas high school football season. We'll see you.